Coffee Break with Your Neighbors. I'm Kayleigh.
I'm Paula Torrance.
And I'm Kent Torrance.
Coffee Break with Your Neighbors is a chance to get to know Broken Arrow Neighbors staff, volunteers, board of directors, and community partners that work with us. So with that, let's get started on today's interview. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Broken Arrow Neighbors.
I'm Paula, and let's see, Kent and I have been married, it'll be 48 years in December.
Wow.
I started as a receptionist for Broken Arrow Neighbors, but now I work in the warehouse.
Nice.
And I'm part of what they call the pickup crew. I go around to different establishments that have volunteered to give food to Broken Arrow Neighbors. I go and pick up the food with two other people. We bring it back, we weigh the food, we go through everything carefully to make sure that it's all good. And then I put the food on the shelves and sack it up for the people who will be coming in that day.
Yeah, so we have officially now 24 Feeding America partners. And so we have a few drivers, but Ken's definitely part of the group that goes, I did his route last week, and they go all over town to pick up the food. So how long have you been a volunteer for Neighbors?
I've been a volunteer for about 10 years.
Okay, Ken?
And I'm going on my third year.
Third?
Yes.
Cool. Not much longer than me. Okay, and it is Coffee Break with Your Neighbors. How do you take your coffee?
Black.
Easy enough.
Easy.
I like a lot of cream in my coffee.
I like mine to look more like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
That's how I like mine.
Yeah, me does too. So, I know your answer, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but what did you do before volunteering for Broken Arrow Neighbors?
I taught school for 35 years for Broken Arrow schools, and and that's how I met your mom.
Yes.
And
so Paula actually taught with my mom at Spring Creek. So I've grown up knowing her, and I walked in the warehouse my first week here, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know you! This is great!"
It was fun.
Kim, what did you do?
I was a chief financial officer for IMSA. It's a local ambulance services company, serves Tulsa and surrounding areas. I was there for 20 years before I came here.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, so how did you get started volunteering here? How did you hear about us?
Well, I initially heard about Broken Arrow Neighbors from your grandparents. And so that's really how I first heard about VA Neighbors. And then when I retired, my principal, Sherry Kindley, was talking to me because I had some books. After 35 years, you collect a lot of books that you've purchased in book fair and everything. And I had a lot of books, and Sherry said, you really ought to donate those to Broken Arrow Neighbors. And so I thought, oh, okay. So that was kind of another connection. And then when I retired, I knew I needed to give back to the community, and what better way than Broken Arrow Neighbors.
Drop off the books and you got roped in
There
for 10
you go.
years.
There you go.
Well, as my wife said, she was volunteering here when I retired, and so after I retired, she said to me, "So when are you going to start at Broken Arrow Neighbors?" And I said, "Can I have 2 weeks off after retirement before I start?"
I have time to relax
I'll
and
give-
travel.
She said, "I'll give you 2 weeks." And here I am.
Yeah.
So you guys have a unique dynamic here. I believe that you're the only husband and wife couple that volunteers here. Can you say anything about that, what that means to you?
Yeah, because we both enjoy what we do here. We both feel like it's such a worthwhile endeavor. And plus, after we work together, we really don't see each other that much while we're here because he's off and about doing things, and I'm, going through things. But then he sometimes
Which may be a good thing.
But then afterwards, we do have lunch. We usually go downtown VA and have lunch together before we go home. But yeah, it's a fun Wednesday. We look forward to it.
We get the carpool.
Yeah, save on gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you guys do outside of Broken Arrow Neighbors? So whenever you get done with lunch and go home, what do you guys like to do?
I play a lot of tennis. I play tennis. I love to cook. I also volunteer for Animal Rescue Foundation. So, as does Kent, we do, we're called Rescue Rangers. We pick up cats and dogs that are at other cities and bring them to vets here so they can find a forever home.
Yeah.
Pretty much in this order. I like to fish and golf, play tennis, do a little hunting, and I have a vegetable garden that I like to spend time in.
Nice.
We also spend a lot of time watching our grandchildren do different sporting activities
Of
and
course.
school presentations.
Yes. How old are they now?
Oh my goodness, we have a 13-year-old. He just turned 13. 13, 12, 10, 10, 6.
Oof.
Good. That's good. I'm not sure I could have done that.
So what is, and I might know the answer to this, we might have just talked about it, what's one thing that can make you instantly happier?
You can go first.
Waking up in the morning with minimal aches and pains.
Might be hard after working here and unloading everything.
I think it has more to do with age, actually.
I love it. I was just talking about this because I have 3 dogs as well, and they always make me smile because they're, especially one of them is such a big Oompa Loompa. But I laugh when I'm driving down the road. I know people probably think I'm just an idiot, but especially in the fall and the spring when the trees are, I just start, I don't know, it just makes me so happy to see all of that beauty out there, that natural beauty.
Megan just took the top off of her Jeep and I rode in it last night, and I've always wanted a Jeep, and it's the first time I rode in one with the top off. And so I had my hands out the top of it, I had it out the side, going down the highway. I am the same way. As soon as the grass turns green,
I know.
it's happy time.
And you love it.
Yes. Okay, so you've been here 10 years, 3 years. What do you think the community should know about Broken Arrow Neighbors?
I would say that how compassionate and diligent the workers are, how much they care about the people that they're going to be serving, how careful they are with the food, making sure that the food is good food, and I think that's important to me, and I know it's important to all the rest of the people that volunteer here.
And that we do all of this with dignity, and that but by the grace of God, any one of us could be in a position where we're in need, and that BA Neighbors offers food, I think emotional support, can give you guidance into where you need to go for additional help, and financial assistance. And I just think that more people need to be aware of all of those things that we offer, and we're all compassionate, and I saw so much more of it when I was in the front office. But it's just, we're there to help.
It's a very fulfilling job, or volunteering. It's just, you go home at the end of the day knowing that you helped somebody. Yeah. So what is your favorite thing or moment from being at Broken Arrow Neighbors?
I think the favorite thing for me is just the people I've got to meet by being here. They're all, like I said, they're really compassionate about the jobs that they do, caring people, and I've made lasting friends in the 3 years that I've been here. So I think that would be the thing that's for me.
I started volunteering with Catherine Hughes, who will always be a dear friend, and I love volunteering with Barb and Hillary now, and everyone in the warehouse. But if I went to one moment, I was thinking about that when I was a receptionist. When we do the no interest loans and encourage people to pay back what they've borrowed, a gentleman came in And he said, I want to pay back all of what I owe, and I would also like to pay back what my dear friend has also, because she's helped me. And the smile on his face was just like, he was so jubilant. And we were like hugging and high-fiving, and that moment stands out because it was such a joyous moment for him. And we'd been able to help him, and he repaid it.
Yes, and so our 3 words that we always hit is dignity, compassion, and empowered. And so that was really that empowering moment for him. That's beautiful and amazing. Okay, well, that kind of wraps up our interview with the Torrances. I was so excited that I was the one to get to interview them. Like I said, I grew up knowing Paula, and seeing her on Wednesdays just brightens my day.
What about me?
Oh yeah, you too. Can't forget about Kent. But with that, we are done. So if you haven't liked us on Facebook, please do that. On YouTube, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you know when our interviews go up, which is every Thursday at 9 a.m. We do release them on Facebook as well. But we hope that you enjoyed this interview. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.